Hey everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. So how are you this morning? This morning we're going to do a 3D pumpkin, which I'm showing on the screen here. And then here is one that I completed, but I have a couple of different variations that I want to show you. And I want to show you how to put this together. It's really quite simple and it's pretty striking. Here's some extra leaves I cut out, and this could sit on a desktop or something. And I've cut it out in a smaller version and a larger version. We're going to put both the smaller and the larger one together after we talk about how it's found and how you cut it and all of that stuff. So I just want to prepare you for today. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, would you mind subscribing if you're watching on the replay? And if you're not following me on Facebook, and that's the Miss Rita to the Rescue page for both things, then if you follow on Facebook, you'll be notified when I go live. I'm going to say my good mornings. Hi, Bren, and hello, Tara, and Laurie Jo, Dawn, and Aledra. Hi, Christy. Hi, Christy. How are you all today? So, hi, Deanne. So yeah, we're going to make these, and actually I'm putting together the smaller one, and I thought, why not get a little creative? And I used this teal, I guess that's teal or aqua color in the background. Get real close so you can see that. And I kind of like it. Because when I've made these before, and there's two different kinds. There's a Chevron kind, and then there's the polka dot kind. When I've made these before, I've always done sort of gold, or you could do silver. It's really up to you. And it's a very simple image, and I'm going to show you where to find it, and also how to replicate this project, okay? Yeah, place cards. Sure they could, or on a table, for an event or something. They're really cute. And they're not terribly Halloween-y, so you could probably keep them, put them up now and keep them up. The large one that I did, I cut with some black glitter, so I want to show you that, okay? So where do you find these? Good morning, Charlene. Good morning, Lynn. So where do you find these? Okay, this was a little bit difficult because I made this several years ago, and I had this file. And here they are in the 3 different sizes. But when I went to try to find the image, which I have here, but only because I went from a project page, because I had a really hard time finding these images, and I don't know why. Oh, yes. You could do them in silver or gold. You could do, there's so many variations that you can do for a wedding, Terry. So keep that in mind. Hi, David. Hi, how are you? Okay, so how did I find these? Well, to be honest, I found them by going through the projects page. And I'm afraid I'm not going to be too much help for you on finding them in the image search engine, but I'll show you how I found them, because I made these a while ago, and then I was like, okay, I want to tell everybody where I found them. So I went to Halloween on the drop down box. I chose Halloween, and I knew it was an older project. In older projects, these go as soon as they, a new one comes up, it pushes the old ones down. And there is the Chevron and dot pumpkins, and you can pull that up here. And what I did, and I don't know if everybody knows this, so I thought I'd point it out, is at the bottom of the project page, right? At the way bottom, it will tell you what images and fonts were used in this project, which is really helpful, because if you want to see if there's something else in that grouping or something like that, then you could just click on this, and there's actually a couple of click clickable links. This is the image code. So if you had to refer something to someone, say you could use the image code. It's a pound sign with like letter number combination. But then below that, it has the image set that it's paired with. So in this case, the image set is 3D pumpkins. And if I click on that, this is where I go. Okay, so I have my two different kinds. But when I went to images and I went to the image sets because it's called 3D pumpkins. It doesn't come up. I can't seem to find it. So best bet, there's a pumpkin farm, and then there are all these pumpkin carvings, which they're actually just one image where you can use it to carve a pumpkin. And those are actually kind of fun, and I've used them actually. But I don't see maybe it's down here. Nope, not here. Under 3D pumpkins, this is what I returned. So if you want to replicate this, you can either get my link, which I'll give you, and it shows all the variations, or you can go through the project section and do it like I did. I'm sorry about it being sort of, backward, but it is what it is. So, okay. So anyway, once you do get them, and there are two, so here's your polka dot, and here's your chevron. I'm going to hide this one for a second because I just want to show you a couple of things. So they come in, and it's just one, but to make it 3D, you need at least 4. I've tried to cut more, but I think 4 is good because this is a doubling of so what you're going to do is you're going to cut out 4 of the chevrons, 4 of the background, whatever you choose it to be. And there's also 4 leaves with 4 stems. Okay. And you can make them whatever size. This one here is sized, I believe let me just check. I think it's almost 5 inches, okay? It's almost 5 inches, which is really good. And then this one I did in about 3 inches. And then I'm going to show you the one I just cut out, that's 6 inches. And so that you can kind of see how they look differently. I think the 5 inch is really nice, but if you wanted to make like 3 and put them together on your table, you can do this. Now, most people will tell you, good morning, Marissa. Most people will tell you that you should duplicate this in order to get the 4, okay? But I don't like all that mess on my screen for duplication. So if I wanted to make this, I would hit make it, and then I would just change it to 4. And that way it will cut out 4 of the polka dots, 4 of this, and 4 of the leaves. Now, I ran into problems with this because I don't think you need 4 leaves for a pumpkin. I think 1 leaf is enough. Maybe 2 would be sort of pushing the envelope a little bit. So let me show you what I did. So it came in. These are the 3 things. And by the way, this is, if you size it correctly, it will cut on the joy. There's no scoring involved. It's actually a couple of strategically placed cuts that help you with the fold, okay? And obviously you can make it big or small, it doesn't matter there. But look at the leaf. So the leaf comes attached to the stem. And I personally don't think you need 4 leaves for a pumpkin. So the first time I cut this out, which is this one here this morning, I was like, what do I do with the extra leaves that I cut out? Because I put this leaf on here, but I had all these extras. I mean, it would have really looked too busy, in my opinion. So I just glued them together and put them on there like this, just like rested them on there. You could do that. Or you could isolate these 2 images and contour. So we're going to talk about contour. And this one's an easy contour, okay? So what we do for contour is we do duplicate it right here. And then we have to decide one is going to just be for the stem and one is going to be for the leaf. So once we have one of them with our box around it, we're going to head on over to here to contour. And you'll see in the contour screen, there are two images. Okay, so if I wanted to just cut one leaf but 4 stems, this is what we would do. Okay, so we would take out on this one, we take out the leaf. And then on this one, boop, we would go to contour again and we would take out this, including the little cut that's in the middle to help us fold it. So now we have 2 separate images, right? 2 separate cuts. And what I can do is I can hide this leaf, or I can choose, and I could choose to do something else I'm going to show you. Like if I wanted to go and make this and do 4. Once I got down here to my leaves, I could click on the triple buttons and hide it. Boop. Hide. I want 1, so I'm going to keep that 1. And then also maybe to conserve paper, I'll move this up here. So now I have 4 stems. Yeah, 4 for 1, too much. So 2 maybe, yeah. Or you can maybe put 2 of them like on top of each other, but I don't think that's the way it was intended. But on this particular cut, I'm going to get 4 pumpkin with the dots, 4 of, this is what I put in glitter, and then now I get 4 stems and 1 leaf. So that is the benefit of knowing how to contour and also knowing how to manipulate your mats before you get to the materials, okay? Now, I want to show you what I did for the larger pumpkin because I was like, oh, you guys have to see this. So I'm going to see where my larger one, there's my larger one. So let's hide this one. So I had this larger one and I knew it was going to take up a lot of paper. So I was like holding my breath when I went to go and make it. So I hit make it and then I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, duplicate 4. And you see here, it's 9 mats. I need 4 sheets of pumpkin and 4 sheets of glitter and 1 sheet of for the greenery. So that to me is a waste because look at each one. Like this pumpkin could have another pumpkin in there, and not always the case, but we need to switch it so we can conserve paper. Now, if you wanted to cut this out of a smaller piece of paper, sure, that would work. But most of us have either 2 sizes, 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11. So if I wanted to do this in 8.5 by 11, then I could leave it this way and it wouldn't really waste too much paper. But I want to do it in 12 by 12 because actually, I lost my train of thought. I used all Cricut stock paper to make these. So I'm going to use my 12 by 12 sheet. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to click on one of the mats and I need to go to that image that's on the mat and use that triple dot again. But instead of hiding it, I'm going to move it. And we've done this before, but so it just might be a repeat for you, but we can move it to any mat or even have a new mat. So I'm going to move it to the first mat to see if they're both going to fit. And so it comes up right there. So you might think it didn't work, but it did. And look at that. It fits 2 on a page. So now I only have this little bit and this little bit that I can save for a smaller project. And then my 2 is empty. And then 3 has 1, 4 has another. So I'll do it again. All right. Move object and go to 3. and there it is, and I move it. So now that is going to fit. Same thing goes for, and 4 is empty, see? So then the same thing goes for this. It's saying I need to fit, I need to put 1 on a sheet, but we know that it's going to be 2 is going to fit. So we go to the second one, use the triple dots, choose Move Object, and move it to the previous mat, and then just move it this way. Now, what will happen is you might be thinking, oh, I have all these empty mats. No, you will have, once you get to the page that is for cutting, the materials page, it will erase those mats. So we've eliminated 1, 2, 3, 4 mats. So we're down to 9 minus 4 is 5. We're down to 5 mats. And remember, with these leaves, we can just hit hide. We can hide these, okay? Hide. And then we can move these things over to conserve paper, right? And don't ask me why it doesn't try to fit things. I just don't know. I just don't know how to explain that. It's just, it is what it is kind of thing. And so when you hit continue, you'll notice on the left hand side, now I only have 5 mats, and they positioned exactly where I want them. And then I just need to choose the material. Okay. So again, I mentioned that I used all Cricut material, and I wanted to point out that Cricut has great cardstock that's 12 by 12, and I actually use this pumpkin color from their site for these. It's the perfect color, and believe me, with orange, you have to find the perfect color because sometimes it looks like a beach ball, right? And then in terms of the glitter page, I used their glitter paper, 12 by 12 glitter paper. So here I'm going to save these pieces for a new project, but I cut out 2 on that one too. And then so that's the glitter. And then for the leaves, I just use their green, which I think is called spring green. Okay, so that's how you would cut it. I'm not going to show you how to cut it because I think you guys have that, but I will point out that if you have this project that has 2 different kinds of materials, right? 1 and 2 is for medium cardstock, 3 and 4 is going to be for glitter, and then 5 is for the green, which is medium cardstock. So you start off, I jump all around, probably not the best thing. I think the machine likes to do it in order. A paper saver mode. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think you just dreamed it, David, because that would be totally awesome. So I'll start from the top, and then I'll choose medium cardstock. And you can see I don't need any additional tools. I don't need a scoring tool or anything like that. So this is a straight cut. And the other thing that I want to point out is I'm not going to show you how to cut out the whole thing because it's kind of going to waste a lot of time. But the other thing I want to point out is it does take a while for these pumpkins because they have all those little cuts. See, they have all those little cuts there. And so it does take a while. So use your fast mode. Okay, so you get to use your fast mode after you put your mat in. And then you'll see down below where it says press go, there's a toggle switch, and you can put it on and it will go fast, much faster. Now, the fast mode, I think, is not available for the Cricut Explore 1. I don't think it's available, nor is it available for the base model Explore, but I think it's available on the Air and the Air 2, but I might be wrong. Could somebody who has an Air 1, like an Air, does anybody here have an Air 1 that could check that for me? I do not. I gave mine away, so I can't check that. But fast mode really does make it fast. The only thing that I would tell you about fast mode is make sure your paper is really, really stuck on your mat, because it flies when it goes. In fact, I'll just do this one page, okay? And you can see how fast. Oh, great, Jean. Thanks. Hi, Dorothy. Okay, so here's my maker. I have it on fast mode, and normally, you know, it goes across and around and everything at a pretty reasonable rate. But when you have something that's very I don't know, it's just a lot of cutting, maybe not intricate cutting, because intricate cutting does need, so here it goes. So intricate cutting does need to be slower for it to be more precise. Now look at here, my paper is not on my mat. Whoa, so now it's going to cause a problem. I need to put it on pause. That's that third button here, pause. So once you pause it, you can take it out of the machine by hitting that third piece. And see what happened? It started to cut, but the paper was moving all around there. So that's the pause button, okay? All right, let's put this back. Let's put this together, because these are fun, and I would love to see your variations. Yep, you could also tape your paper down. Good advice, Lori. Sometimes you have a mat that loses a little bit of stick, like this one that I just showed you. And by the way, it doesn't have to look like it's lost its stick. The best way to see if it has the right amount of stick is to kind of put your hand on there. But maybe I didn't press the paper on well enough. I don't know. But just be aware of it. If you're going to use fast mode, paper can sometimes move around, okay? And yes, tape will help. Tape will help. All right, so let's put these guys together so you can see. So here is our completed one. This is that close to 5 inches. It's real cute. There's only 4 cuts on there. But in this one, when I did a small one, I was able to fit 6 sides, 6 cuts of these. So I thought, okay, let's cut out 6 of them and see if 6 is going to be too much. And I can already tell it's going to be too much. So let me move this aside. And let's do this large one. Now, the cool thing about this large one is, because I had to cut 2 pieces of the glitter, I chose black and gold. And I'm going to vary them. And I think that's going to come out looking great. So here's the thing about, move you slightly. Okay. Here's the thing about this without any scoring. You really need something like what's called a bone folder, or something like this, a scraper, because what you're going to do is you're going to fold on these 3 cuts. This one, this one, this one. And you want it to fold exactly in half. So it's going to fold onto itself. You shouldn't be able to see anything overlapping, okay? See how that is? And then I would suggest, because it gets really bulky, I would suggest that you use that really gently, gingerly, and just create that crease. All right, see how it's none of it is showing on there? That's what we want. So we do that with all 4 of our pieces. Fold it. All right. Even at the stem is actually kind of important because of the way it goes together. Fold with my folder, and I can just continue on. I'm just using my fingers for this part. And this image or this project was created before they even introduced, I think maybe before they even introduced the scoring stylus. Scoring stylus was the first thing to hit. And then they realized that it's not it wasn't going to work for things like glitter paper and stuff like that. So they invented the scoring wheel. So this is a good thing for people with joys, or if you just don't have a scoring stylus or scoring wheel, you can do this project. And so some of those older images are better to work with, just simply because there's no assumption that you have all these extra tools. Okay, so here is the fourth one. Now with the glitter, also needs to be folded, but glitter is a little bit thicker, so you need to be very precise about it. And I've gotten a couple of questions about glitter cardstock. Like, do I need a deep point blade? Do I need to cut it out twice? That kind of thing. Glitter cardstock can be cut out with a regular blade. You don't need to put the deep cut blade in, and you can put it the glitter side up. See, the back is white. You can put it glitter side up. I think at one time they were advocating people put it glitter side down, but I've never seen a use for that. And so we'll go ahead and we'll fold all 4 of these, and see, there are my cuts for a guide, but I really need to make sure I am cutting it. I'm folding it right exactly in half, and I'll tell you why. Because when this goes together, let me show you on our completed pumpkin. When this goes together, you have these little sides, and the white part does show a little bit. Now, if you are really a stickler and don't like that white part showing, you can do something called inking. And inking is when you take an ink pad after you've completed it, and you take the face of the ink pad and just slightly tap it all around, and it will clear up these white pieces. For me, I've never really been that into inking, but it's kind of a good technique, but you'd need to have something that was similar in color. And if you started off as a stamper, say, then you would definitely have ink pads, I'm sure, that's orange or pumpkin colored, and you can go to town with inking. But what we're trying to do is minimize that fold here. We're trying to minimize it because we are going to have to put this all together. Okay, so I'm almost done with folding it all, and I'm sorry to take so long, but I want to be very precise, because I don't want a lot of overlap. Okay, so here are our 2 black, 2 gold, and then our 4 pieces of pumpkin. And let's not forget the leaves, which we don't need that many leaves. But then here is the pumpkin stems, and these also get folded in half. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is put those stems on. Yes, Robin, it's in Design Space, but you have to go. I'm going to give you the file, and I'm going to post it in the video when I'm done. She's asking if it's in Design Space. It is in Design Space, but it seems to be very difficult to find. So what I would suggest is you start with projects, and you go to the Halloween drop down, and then find it from there. That's what we did at the very beginning, because I had a really hard time searching for it in the image search. And I don't know why that is. Maybe that will get corrected. Maybe it's just an error or something. But it was really difficult to find this morning. And so I would definitely advocate that you go to the project section, and then and find it from there, and you can actually get both the chevron and the polka dots. I like the chevron because I was thinking black. If I did black, it kind of Halloween-y, and you could do this 2 ways. You could put black on the 2 sides, like 1, 2, or the gold, and every other. Hi, Emily. Okay, so what glue am I using? I am using, this is called, let me just show you the bottle. This is called Art Glitter Glue. You can buy this on Etsy. I think also Amazon, but I have a link that I buy from Create for Less. And it's great glue. Now, you don't have to use this glue. I would suggest if you are going to use the liquid glue, don't use Elmer's and definitely don't use one of those sticks, those glue sticks, because if you want to keep these, and I do, I put them out every year, and the glue sticks look okay at first, but after a while, sitting in a box or something, it starts to crack. I don't know if you've ever noticed that with kids projects and stuff, because they use glue sticks. So real glue, maybe not Elmer's, but there are other glues. If you can't get your hands on this, there are other glues. But I will post a link on that, okay? Oh, what happened? I'm in the process of moving. Can't wait to be able to. Nice. Alicia. Okay, bye, Lynn. Oh, okay, good luck. All right, you can catch the replay, Lynn. Okay, so here is what we're doing. We're making 4 of these. And I was talking, I didn't show you, but what you're going to do is flip it over, and we're going to put glue. We definitely need to put glue on both sides of this fold. That's important. And then you would just put your glue, either daub it or, not a lot of glue, remember. We just only use a little bit of glue just to make sure that back part and the front part is going to stay together. But we definitely want this glue on the middle, and I'm going to show you why. So once I get the second one done, right, and I take this one, let's do the gold one next. All right. I should mention, I like this glue because it does dry clear, and so you don't have those little, see right here where it's kind of poked through because I used a little too much glue. You can kind of wipe it off, and it does dry clear too. Okay, so once you have gone through the process and you have all 4 of your pumpkins, which I can continue to do, but what you're going to do is you're going to take each one of those pumpkins and you're going to glue half of it here. And definitely for this particular part, I would definitely be generous with the glue because we really want it to stick. All right, so then we line up the second piece right there, and we're going to make sure it comes to the edge right there, see? And there's my overlap, so I can kind of still move it a little bit so it won't look overlappy. It won't look messy. All right, so there's my 2 together, and I'm halfway done. Right, and then I just continue on with this gluing process, and then we add once we have all 3. Now, I would suggest to you, if you're making this, to do all of them all at once, like do this part first and then let it dry, because you don't want the background of it to go slipping around when you're trying to put it together, okay? So here I am putting my glue on. I'm going to rush. You're not going to rush, but I'm just rushing so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm taking the glitter side, putting it on the back side of my pumpkin right there. Turn it over. And don't try to fold after the fact. Fold ahead of time. Believe me, it's so much easier that way. All right, so we do the 4th one. And then we just have to deal with the leaves. And I'll show you how to do that. That's so simple. Oh, hey, by the way, if you were someone that was on Saturday night, I have really good news. They're having a sale at Michael's for canvases. So I am going to be showing you this week reverse canvas technique with iron on. And that's a really fun technique. And then I also have a sign that I'm going to show you for autumn. So that's for towards the end of the week. Okay, so here's our 2. Then we just go ahead and put the glue, just put it on one side at a time. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. You could, you know, do that, but it kind of gets you messed up. So we put the 3rd piece there. Make sure it's really in that fold, okay? Kind of don't have to worry too much about the stem because the way I put this one together, the stem actually has a hole in it. All right, so then there's my 3rd piece in there, and then let's put the 4th piece. There's a 4th piece. And then we have to take the 1st and the 4th and close that up. And it gets pretty bulky. I think 4 is enough for this, but you could try 5 or 6, but I think 4 is probably enough. So here, I'm going to make sure I glued this all and got them all. And see, I didn't do a very good job. I have a little overlap there because I was rushing, but you're not going to be rushing, right? You're going to do it very calmly. And within a matter of minutes, you have a 3D pumpkin. I actually put these on wrong. I put 2 gold. I should have probably done gold, black, gold, black. But this way I could put this out for the beginning of the season, and then when it becomes Halloween, I could put this out and have this one be in the back. So, all right. So the leaf is just something that it kind of precariously, this is the way that I think it was designed, but it kind of precariously hangs onto our edges. Let me put it over here where it's a little less overlappy. Just putting a little bit of, probably too much glue. And then we're just going to pop it right on there and let it dry. Like that. Don't touch it like I just did. All right. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can get some of the really rugged looking twine that looks kind of like burlap, and you could probably put it for the vine. That would be kind of cool. And if you didn't remember to take out your extra leaves, you can put them together here, like I'm doing here. I'm just gluing at this edge to create kind of a triangle. Probably should move this over a little bit. There we go. And then it creates like a little placeholder, or, you know, which it actually looks kind of cute. So maybe you do want to cut out the leaves or not. I don't know. Or you could scatter them around in your display or something. So if you don't want to eliminate like I showed you, then that's, now see, I did put too much glue on there. And again, so this is the large one. I made this in 8-inch size. Let me go back and show you how to do that. So that's kind of it, but I want to just show you, all right? So here I have 3 different sizes. This is a small, well, no, that's a medium, and this is the small one. And really, it's just 4 pieces, 4 cutout pieces. And then if you want to resize them, this is what I would suggest. So they come in looking like this. Now, for me, the best way to resize something is to stack them all on each other. Then I know the actual size of the cut. So I would ungroup it and move it over and sort of just put everything so that it's all within one piece. And then I regroup it. And then up here, I can either change the size, and I could just put, 5 width, and you don't have to worry about the height. You either do the width or the height, and then it changes proportionally. Or you could even do this project, if you have Explore or Maker, you could make this as big as 10.5. And that would take up I'm sorry, not 10 and a half, 11 and a half. That's as large as you can go on those machines. I know it's a 12 by 12 surface, but it needs to have little margins around it. So you can make this really big, or you can make a couple of little ones. Also, let me also point out, if you don't care for Chevron, or you don't care for polka dots, here's another thing you can do. Let's move these guys over. Is if you really wanted to, you could use contour again on the chevron bit. You wouldn't need to have the glitter piece if you get rid of all the contours, but let's say we wanted to get rid of every other contour, every other of these ziggy zags, right? Is we do select on there and go down to the bottom, the last thing, and here is your pumpkin, and all you do is you can either on the right hand side click on each one and it grays it out, or you can actually click on the image. See, and I can do every other, and then here I could do every other. So that might be something you'd be interested in doing. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. What do I do about the sides of the leaves? Now, when I changed that, the leaves were part of it. So when I changed it, the leaves changed size. You just couldn't see it. It was behind there. And that is also, if you're doing 3D, like flowers and stuff like that, always, if you have greenery, always make sure when you're resizing that your whole project is grouped together. Okay, because then when you resize, you don't have teeny tiny greenery that goes with the larger flower. Yeah, exactly. So Shelly is saying, so if you did this contouring thing, you could contour the whole thing, right? And then if you wanted to get really creative, you could take this and you can go and find an image, whatever image you want. So Shelly mentioned a cat. So let's do a cat. Let's look for a cat, okay? And this would look good if you had the black, gold. So here's a spooky cat. But I think, I don't know. I think I would like to put a kind of a more stretched out cat. Oh, look at this one. So I could do that. I could bring it in, size it so that it's going to fit. Now this will go here, let's say. Now what you would do is to get that cat to be cut out onto your cut is you would select both of them and then you would slice. Okay, so down here on the right hand side at the bottom, you have a tool for slice. And you should get to know Slice because it's really a fun tool and it gives you a lot of possibilities. So Slice basically is, as I've mentioned before, it's sort of like you have your layers piled up and then you take like a cookie cutter and you're pushing down through the layers and then you end up with this one which has your cutout, which may or may not be the exact size. I might have made him a little bit bigger. You see that? And then these you just get rid of. And that's how you would do it. And then when you had your glitter side, this would show through. So you could use the black glitter and make, like I did here, and make a scaredy cat, a black cat or something. So there's a lot of possibilities that you can do with a project as long as you know how to manipulate Cricut Design Space. I think a lot of people, they just think that there aren't advanced features. There are, but you just have to know how to use them, okay? Now, all of these things really important to know when we get to 3D flowers, which I know people have asked for 3D flowers, and I'm trying to think what else. Anything 3D really. And so a lot of 3D has scoring, but again, with this one, because this image was created before they had the scoring wheel, it doesn't have scoring, so it can definitely be cut on the joy, and as long as you size the pumpkin correctly, and it would still look adorable. You didn't know any of this. Okay, wonderful. I'm so glad. And also want to ask you all, is it too soon for Halloween projects? Do you just want to see autumn, or would you mind seeing some Halloween stuff? So let me know what you'd like to do, but that is the whole lesson for today. If you're not, again, I know I have to keep repeating this, but if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you do that. You just go to YouTube and you can just type in Miss Rita to the rescue and you can subscribe. Hi, Dorothy, and another great tutorial. Yeah, you have a great day. Where was the leaf at? The leaf? The leaf was part of the file. You see that? Oh goodness, of course we will, Aledra. Okay, so your go for Halloween, it's not too soon. Both Halloween and fall. I tend to make mostly fall things because I want to put them out in September and all through October, but I do like to do a few Halloweens. You could do New Year's. Oh, you could do New Year's and I would be happy. Okay. A fall wreath might be fun. I think I would like that. But I definitely am going to try to get my canvases at Michael's today so that I can show you that reverse weeding. The reverse canvas with the iron-on. Easy peasy, folks. Anybody with a machine could do this. It doesn't have to be specifically Joy or Explore. Anybody can do it. So easy. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe and follow me on Facebook. And we will see you again tomorrow. Blessings to Aledra, I hope. Yes, of course, Kim, you can watch this on the replay, which I posted. It takes me a little while to get it posted, but it will be up sometime this morning on YouTube with my YouTube channel, You Miss Rita to the Rescue, or you can catch it on the replay here on Facebook as well, on my page, Miss Rita to the Rescue. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a marvelous day. It really does starting to feel like fall. So we're going to have a lot of fun with fall, autumn, whether you call it autumn or fall, and also with some Halloween-y stuff. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.